4-3 track bulletin, track condition message instruction for the train dispatcher, left manual initial. 4-3-2 track one tracker bulletin is requested. Alright, 4-3 track bulletin, track condition message instruction for the train dispatcher. 4-3-1 left blank initially. 4-3-2 when track bulletin is requested will notify the condition of the main track siding. The control track asked for the place for the tractors place of the track bulletin. Issue the track bulletin over the condition unless otherwise instructed by their supervisor. Make sure the information issued to the track source track bulletins correspond with the request of the track bulletin in accordance with the rules. When received verbally from the field, record on the prescribed form. 4-3-2-1 issue for the track bulletin electronically. When issuing the track bulletin, form A and form B, enter the restriction in only one direction. Do not issue one line with the milepost entered from east to west, from the west to east, or the next from west to east. When issuing the track bulletin from the form C, use the miling post as the locator where the ends of the milepost, and if in only one direction. 4-3-3 condition permanent. When issuing the track bulletin for the permanent condition, when verify the maintenance of the way condition is permanent, show the track condition followed by the track this condition with the permanent on the date. Make sure the permanent track condition is carried with the track bulletin until the condition has covered the track bulletin in 60 days. When the supervisor approves the removal timetable, rule and change cannot be changed permanently by the track. 43 through or overlapping green flags. When we're in a series of restricted areas with the green flags could overlap with the yellow flags as outlined with the GCO MWR Rule 545 displayed with green flags. When removing the green flags, advise those requesting with the restriction of the overlapping areas, then they will place only one green flag at the end of the restricted area in the direction 435 to issue the track bulletin verbally. Before issuing the track bulletin, verbally assert names of the copying employee when the verbally issuing the track bulletin required by the time next to the location where it was issued was copied. When issuing the track bulletin from Form A, verbally record the speed of the restriction for the milepost. The sequence for the tenth of the mile from the milepost showed the restriction in one direction only. 4-3-6 left blank intentionally. 4-3-7 separation information Form C and the track condition message. Use the location of milepost field with the track safety standards to separate the information from Form C for the track bulletin's track condition message. The correctly assigned with the information enabled the route. The route code simply displays the information properly. 4-3-8 deliver the track bulletin. Deliver the track bulletin's restriction to all the trains affected with the restriction in the track safety system. The track safety standard system. The track bulletins may be delivered and assigned route codes. Ensure that the necessary route codes are assigned with the train movement when using the train route. The designation changed with the original exemption check and the necessary delivery. Additional track bulletins restriction needed do not depend on the train symbol. Only check correct route and for the new destination was used when the schedules are manuals with any stations short and normal destination in routes with the code will reflect the new destination station with the symbol will be unchanged. Once again, track bulletins, track condition message and instruction for the train dispatchers. 439 improperly display or missing track flags. When told whether the track flags are improperly displayed, missing, and immediately notify the maintenance for the way employee in the charge of the employee supervisors. When the train crew ask about a yellow red flags displayed in the field, only give them the information track bulletin effective of the location. Do not speculate over the reasons for the presence of the flag. When no track bulletins are in effect with the location, respond with I have no track bulletins restricting the movement at the location. 4310 track bulletin in Form B. The track bulletin Form B may be issued for one day only except when using the general track bulletin. 43101 switch tracks including the CTCs. When track bulletin form is limited with the contain the double control switches, the job briefing must be held within the employee with the charge to determine if the switches need to be locked. Assertion will be the following: when the track will be occupied, followed when the work will be performed, which and if any of the dual control switches in the limits of the occupied, followed with any of the restriction exists for the train movement through the limits until the job performing determines otherwise. All the dual control switches within the Form B must be locking and marking device applied during the effective time of the track bulletin Form B. The dual control switches occupied with the file must have the locking and making devices applied during the effective time of the track bulletin Form B. The route of the restriction must be protected with the locked dual control switches away from the restricted route and any applying restrictive labels in a restricted area during the effective time of the track bulletin Form B. Do not operate block switches without first notifying the employee in charge of the track of the bulletin Form B. Determine if it's safe to do so. Maintain the record of the time blocking is placed within the removed. Include the transferring any block of the marking devices in the use of the proper and use this proper. 4310.2 cutoff time of the issuance of on Form B. Do not issue the track bulletin Form B after 1 minute before 0000 hours for the next calendar day unless approved by other supervisor. 4310.3 if the Rule 15.2.1 form the B insert the Rule 15.2.1 in the flags columns with using the Rule 15.2.1 Form B. If 4310 no overlapping forms of the B authorized, do not issue Form B with the track bulletins containing the lines of limits overlap the other limits within the same other Form B track bulletins. 4311 permanent speed sign in place when speed restrictions have not been issued. General order with the track bulletin covering the speed. The restriction must not be made with the void of the maintenance with the way for. This is a report, and the permanent speed signs are in place with protection restriction. 4312 an easily identified location designation location track bulletin specifically track when required exact points as such as the twist and milepost and identifiable points. 4313 written instruction to avoid specific restriction issued, raised, and lowered and by the train dispatcher must be in written only given verbal instruction in lieu of written instruction when effective. The trains are immediately vicinity of the restriction when you first learn of the restriction. 4314 rules not in effect. View the GCOR Rule 1513 authorizing movements against the current of traffic on the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railway. 4315 void track and bulletins restriction. When voiding the track bulletins restriction verbally, the track warrant in the track bulletin write in one of the following phrases across the face of the track bulletin be voided verbally, void by the track warrant bulletin warrant numbers, void by the track bulletin number, the void and verbally incomplete with the bulletin line part of the bulletin indicate the train voided to on the track bulletin effective with the computer generated list of affected trains. If the error is discovered in the track bulletin after an OK time has been given, the void of the track bulletin has been prescribed to GCR Rule 1513. Reissue the different numbers to 4316. Track condition message. Issue the track condition message to cover any addition that is normally covered by the track bulletin. Protect restriction at the effective train movement on the main track. The siding of the track bulletin. Protect the contractor's equipment working near the main track with the track bulletin. If the contractor's equipment isn't on the file with the main track siding, protect the equipment with the MOWRO Rule 631. Protect the watching of the foot items along the main side of the siding for the track condition message when entering when you're on footing items such where the footing problem is the rail alongside with the ties and tracks, ties scattered in icy conditions, etc. When during watching your foot items using the phrase watching your foot, do not use the bad footing or dangerous footing, etc. Like list of track conditions and message station sequence, monitoring, update, control, track conditions message daily, keeping all the information current control. Consult your supervisor in doubt as to whether information should be covered by the track bulletin and track conditions message. 4317 use of the form A, B, and C for the track bulletins. Form A track bulletins can be contain specific restrictions, only numbered lines, and ascending descending in order. The comment the PF9 details of the track safety standards creates a bulletin. You should be using the exemptions for the information associated with the number line speed restriction of the flag exemption for the P56 flag and the track safety standards created bulletin. You should be using the flags and located with the subdivision different from the subdivision but the restriction is located. These comments in the flags exemption lines will be displayed below with the number line with their reference. Form B's tracks bulletins contain information about the employee's equipment working on the main tracks, controlling, citing other control tracks. The comment the PF9 details the track safety standards created bulletin should be using information pertaining to the employee's equipment shown in the associated numbers. Restriction the flag exemption of the PF6 flag of the track safety standards creating bulletin should be used with the flags located with the subdivision different with the subdivision employees with the equipment is located with the comment of the flag exemption will be displayed below the number line with the reference to the Form C track bulletins or free-form bulletins that may include the following items: main track, out of service, walkways to the bridge, out of service, items affecting main movement of the main tracks or sidings other than restrictions shown in the track bulletin forms A and B. 44 instruction for the control operators.